to encourage someone. I don't know what you're passing through. I don't know your challenges, but I tell you the truth. Who I am today, and what I am today, and what I do today is as a result of a big challenge that I had in my life at one time. It was so bad, so horrible. I almost questioned the existence of God. Yet I was preaching to others, I was doing so many things, and I was asking God, why me? Why am I the one passing through all this? Why is all this happening to me? But when the Bible says everything works together for good, hey, you better believe it. It does work for good. I'm still on some of those medication. So I want to talk about it because somebody reached out to me and was telling me about the same challenge she has. See, I suffered epilepsy seizure for 21 years. I had just had my last child the first time I had it. I went boom, blank suddenly. I lost consciousness. When I woke up after some few minutes, like 10 minutes, I'd peed on my body, I'd pooed on my body. And this is me that went to the hospital for the first time in my life when I was pregnant with my child, with my first child. Before that, I'd never been to the hospital. I was that ideal, perfect person health-wise. I was that person that did not have any reason to suffer any form of challenge physically. But here I was. I didn't know what it was called. They said it was attack. They said it was demonic. All sort of things. I went through it all. Eventually, I went to hospital because it kept happening. Sometimes in a week, it would happen like 5 times. And it got so bad, my kids were afraid to leave me. My kids were afraid to stay away from me. My husband was scared. At night, he doesn't sleep. He just stays awake and looking at me. I wake up to see him sit there. I said, guy, won't you sleep? He said he's afraid I will have seizure. And when I got to the National Hospital Abuja, the neurosurgeon that I saw told me it was epilepsy. I said, epilepsy what? Epilepsy. How did that one come about? He said, I had, after the MRI, the ECG, this test, that test, and all that, he said there's a blockage in my brain that stops the flow of blood. And that is the reason. Once there's this flow of blood, or once I am stressed, and I'm like, look, guy, I have 5 kids. What is stress? I've passed through labor pain. I've passed through a lot of things. When I was going to have my fourth child, I was placed on bed rest for 6 months. I had epidural when I was going to have my second child. I passed through it all. And then I was just like 30 years old. Luckily, I got married on time. And that was how I was managing it. I stopped driving. As a matter of fact, this time my husband bought a particular car. He traveled and came with this particular car. A day. My friend that is watching me right now, did you notice that brother was supposed to get married and this four-wheel drive he was supposed to use to pick his bride? The day before that wedding, I drove into a wall because I lost consciousness while driving. I broke the wall and came out of it unhurt, but I didn't know what was happening. There was a church close by my house. The church service closed. Everybody came and rushed me, took me into the church. They were praying. I woke up and I was like, "Hi, what's happening here? Why am I here? This is not my church." And I was coming from church. I was walking in the church at that time. And I was like, hey, what's going on? And this went on years, 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 years. And it got so bad that my last baby was going to enter junior secondary school. And she was like, Mom. And she kept looking sad and unhappy. One day I called her and I said, Kitty, what is wrong? Why are you looking this way? You're not doing well in school, and this is not like it. She said, Mommy, I'm scared of leaving you at home. She was my last child. The older ones were in university. Just two of them that were at home, then that were in university. And she was like, I'm scared of leaving you at home. I said, no, I will be fine. I've had this thing immediately after I had you. I said, God has kept me up to now. It still remains God. He will going to keep me. And she improved. But I was touched and I was moved. My kids were worried. My second child, that's a lawyer today, she got admission to federal government girls. She couldn't go because she was the girl, the oldest, the one that usually remove the bra, remove the clothes, remove my panties, and clean me up. So she couldn't go, she had to stay back. But I didn't affect her. So at a point, I stopped going to market, I stopped driving, I stopped cooking, I couldn't go near fire. I don't take hot things, I can't take hot tea. It was that bad. Then my BP, forget it. My BP will shoot as high as 250, 180. Hospital, forget. Even my bishop then, God bless him, he prayed and prayed. I was a church project. One word he said over me, he said, Mrs. Smith, sickness cannot kill you. I have seen you pass through all sorts of things. Sickness cannot kill you. And even though I'm no longer in that church, but I hold on to that word. Sickness cannot kill me. At a point, I saw my neurosurgeon. I can't remember his name. He's a professor at ABU Zaria. He told me, and I told him, I said, I can't even wash clothes. I go to market, I come back home, I must have seizure. I read for too long. Anything that has to do with my brain, with my doing any kind of thing that my body considers a stress, it just wants me to stay fixed, stay seated, stay doing nothing. 8 hour have seizure. And people didn't know what I was passing through. I told my surgeon, I said, I'm not going to do an operation. How do I do? He said, the only thing you can do is to go against those things that your body is saying you shouldn't do. Guess what? I go to market, I come back, I have 6 seizures in a day. Seizures that will come out of, I peed on my body. Seizures that will come out of, I've lost memory. Seizures that will come out of, my kids have changed my clothes. They have like literally changed everything I'm wearing. And I can't remember. By the time I start recollecting, I'm like, whoa, this wasn't what I wore earlier when I had my bath. They will say, no, mommy, you forgot this was what you wore because they didn't want me to feel bad. I said, I should start doing those things that will trigger it the more. Train my body. And that was when I started exercise. That was the game changer. If you know Kubwa very well, I will walk, I was staying in Tutu. I will walk from my house to Duse Junction and back. Walk barefooted. Walk and go. First thing in the morning before going to work, I'll go for exercise. One day, I had a coach at the Jaji area of Kubwa. I walked from my house down there. One day I went there, and here was I doing the exercise. I woke up to see an elderly woman seated by my side and my coach. Everybody else had gone. They said while they were doing squat, I just lost consciousness. And luckily, I didn't pee on my body, which is abnormal. But I refused to give up. I gave up so many things. Friendship. I became, because I've always been an introvert, I became very shy because it was an experience I could not explain to them. How do I tell people that this is what I'm passing through? But that was when I started exercise. So if me cannot wash clothes without having seizure, if I cannot cook without having seizure, if I cannot take a walk without having seizure, if I cannot go to market without having seizure, if I can't even read without having seizure, no, this body, you are going to be subjected to me. So I started exercise every morning. I started with walking. I will walk. And because I was seated most of the time, I got very, very big. And 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 today, from there, I built it up over the years. I built it up over the years. And as time, from the walking to the jogging to the running to weight. And I tell you the truth, I have not had seizure in years now. I still pass through the effect of it. Recently I had a very horrific experience with a friend recently because I'm still suffering the after effects of those drugs. I don't know how bright my camera is. And of course, I can't put my body. The effect of those drugs I was taking started showing up my body. I started having rashes all over my body. They did everything. In fact, there are days I'll carry myself to hospital. I said, doctor, okay, I want to do HIV test. Are you serious? I said, yes. So I checked my hormones. I checked my cholesterol. I checked everything. The doctor said, you are okay. We just cannot figure out the reason for these rashes all over your body. Once they give me a drug, the drug start working on this set of new rashes that comes over my body. Once it clears that, a new set comes. That drug becomes ineffective. They have to change it to another one. They didn't know what was happening. I was like,